Floating menacingly above the city, John Johns, the Martian Manhunter, reached out with his telepathic senses and detected an unprecedented, potentially catastrophic power on Earth. He quickly tracked the disturbance to a surprisingly mundane source. A bald man in a yellow suit casually strolling down the street, bored out of his mind and wishing for a decent villain to fight. Phasing through a nearby wall, the Martian hero confronted the stranger, demanding he identify himself. Unfazed by the imposing green alien, the man simply introduced himself as Saitama. When John declared he wouldn't let this immense power endanger the world, Saitama's only response was a weary sigh. He was just hoping for a good fight. Determined to neutralize the threat, John unleashed his formidable arsenal. He started with powerful optic blasts of Martian vision, but the beams merely tickled Saitama. Shocked, John phased his body and attempted a telepathic assault, intending to shut down the man's mind. Instead, the Martian rebounded in agony, clutching his head as he hit a mental brick wall, radiating overwhelming power. Saitama absently scratched his ear, mistaking the psychic attack for a pesky mosquito. Escalating his assault, John transformed his arm into a gleaming blade and lunged, but Saitama dodged with casual, minimal effort. Frustrated, the Martian shapeshifted a flurry of limbs to overwhelm his opponent with sheer speed and force. Saitama effortlessly evaded every strike, mocking the alien's sluggish pace. Desperate, John turned intangible and thrust his fist directly into Saitama's chest to strike him from within. Saitama merely looked down at the embedded, ineffective fist and dryly asked if John was trying to give him a hug. Bewildered that his powers were completely useless, John flew backward and unleashed a massive telekinetic shockwave. The blast barely rustled Saitama's cape. Checking his watch, the bald hero complained that he was going to miss a supermarket sale. As a final resort, John channeled the full might of his Martian physiology and unleashed a towering, fiery blast that entirely consumed his opponent. When the flames cleared, Saitama stood perfectly untouched in the center of the inferno, noting it was warm, but hardly a challenge. Covered in soot, John stared in absolute horror, projecting his own physiological weakness to fire, and unable to comprehend how anyone could be immune to it. Utterly exhausted, the Martian Manhunter collapsed to his knees on the cracked earth. As Saitama casually dusted off his shoulder, John looked up and asked what he was. Walking past the broken hero, Saitama replied that he was just a guy who was a hero for fun, adding that the encounter had been completely boring. Trembling in disbelief, John questioned how a fight, where he used every ounce of his power, could be boring, leaving him begging to know how this seemingly ordinary man could possess such impossible strength.